Hello everyone, my name is Sutton the Wolf and welcome back to Either, a game of preference. So, I've been wanting to do another one of these for a while. It seemed like you guys have kind of enjoyed them and I enjoy doing them because it's really nice to be able to talk about just random stuff and decisions like this. I've been doing a lot of really long series lately. I haven't really gotten to do any one-offs of games and such. So it's nice to have one of these more relaxing, not like videos that aren't part of a giant ongoing series. They're just random every once in a while. It's kind of nice for me. I hope you guys feel the same way. Leave a comment below. But anyways, we're going to get right into it. So here we go. Would you rather have 300 horses or have a car with 300 horsepower? To me, that's relatively simple. I would rather have a car with 300 horsepower because, in terms of cars, I don't know a whole lot, and if I remember correctly, 300 isn't a lot for horsepower, if I remember correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong. But all I know is that one car, no matter how crappy it is not as much work as 300 horses. Because horses are a lot to deal with. Like, I know quite a few... I live in the Midwest. I know a lot of people who have had horses, and those are difficult to, having a lot of horses is a difficult task. Alright, if I could play one game, would I rather play a 10-day trial of World of Warcraft or play RuneScape forever, even without full membership? Well, if I could only play one game ever, then why would I not pick RuneScape? And for those of you who don't know, I don't think I've ever mentioned it before, I used to play RuneScape all the time. And I had a full membership for a while, but after a while I kind of fell out of it, and so I realized, okay, I'm not playing this nearly as much, so I'm not going to have the full membership anymore. So I know what it's like to play without a full membership, and yeah, it's not as good as with a full membership, but it's not unplayable. And say what you will about World of Warcraft, I've never played it, but I've heard it's quite good. I believe the implication here is that World of Warcraft is leagues better than RuneScape, and so 10 days of it would be on par with playing RuneScape without a full membership forever, but as someone who's played RuneScape without a premium membership, I can say that I wouldn't mind doing that. Plus, if I can only play one game, why would I only want to play a game for 10 days? Seriously. Would I rather eat a container of butter or drink a bottle of maple syrup? I don't like either of those options. And how big of a container and bottle are we talking? Because I've been to Canada, and a lot of the time, they would sell maple syrup in these tiny little bottles, and so I don't know. And obviously butter, they have the family-sized ones, and then they have the little sticks. And I don't know. I'd probably the syrup, just because if I compare the two of them, I think syrup is slightly less terrible for me. I guess that's probably better for me. They're not, neither of them are good, but I don't know. I don't really like that one. You don't want to be lonely. Would you rather only date people with severe OCD or only date chain smokers? Probably severe OCD, if I'm completely honest. I don't know. Smoke, no offense to people who smoke, but I can't really get into it. It's not a situation where it's okay, if you smoke, I'm not gonna date you. It's not a do or die kind of thing, but it's if I had to choose, I'd prefer non-smokers because it smells awful, and I don't want to get any of the problems that come from it. So it's I don't know. And I've dealt with a couple of people with OCD. I've never dealt with someone who has severe OCD, the I can't touch door handles kind of OCD. But I've definitely well, I guess there's multiple kinds of OCD because it's just being obsessive compulsive disorder. So I've dealt with people who need to have everything in the right place, perfectly every time. And that's not terrible to deal with. I don't know how it would be in a relationship though, but just comparing the two, I'd probably prefer the OCD. Yeah, it looks like a lot of people agree with me there. For all of your life, would you rather only be photographed or only be filmed? I'm completely honest, I have a terrible face for photography. And part of that is because, I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, because the camera's not like super up in my face, but like one of my eyes, I can't remember which one it is, but one of my eyes is usually slightly more closed than the other, and that's a genetic thing that came from my mother's side. And so, like, as a result, a lot of the time I look pretty terrible in photographs. And so if I had to compare the two, I'd probably say only be filmed. And in addition, like, a photograph is one moment, whereas a film is a whole experience. So I'd probably pick film. Really? A lot? Okay, it looks like they disagree with me. I'm surprised by that. Would you rather have a stylist do your hair and makeup every day, or have a fashionista pick you a new outfit every day? I am a person who does not choose a whole lot of different outfits. I wear black, white, and gray, and then I have like a couple of red and navy blue shirts. Like, I don't know. It's obviously a lot more in-depth than that. Like, I have a lot more outfits than just that. But like, whenever I pick my own outfit, I very rarely wear things that are not mainly white, black, or gray. Like, so having a fashionista pick me a new outfit every day, I don't know. I like wearing something like multiple times. Not like multiple times before I wash it, but like multiple times within a reasonable amount of time. Like, I have certain favorite outfits. Whereas, I mean, I don't wear makeup obviously, but like having a stylist do my hair wouldn't be bad, because my hair is honestly really annoying to deal with sometimes. Not really when it's shorter like this, but whenever it's long, it's pretty annoying to deal with. Taking a fashionista, okay. Would you rather take a sizzling hot shower or an ice cold freezing shower? Well, this isn't really that bad either way, because either way you can get used to it. If I had to pick one though, I would assume it's like to the point where it hurts either way, like really badly. And so if I had to choose between those two, I'd probably say the freezing shower, just because burns, like, I think burns do a lot more lasting pain than having like the ice cold stuff. I mean, there is hypothermia and stuff like that, but I've always been someone who can deal with the cold a lot better than the heat. And so I feel like it'd be a lot easier for me to get used to an ice cold freezing shower. And I've taken some pretty cold showers in my life, so I don't think it's that bad. Pretty close on that one. Would you rather be able to fly up to 5 meters off the ground, or have a magic carpet that can fly up to 50 meters off the ground? Well, I feel like the whole point of being able to fly is that you want to be able to like see things from a new perspective. And not that 5 meters off the ground isn't a new perspective, it's just like, I don't know, whenever people think about flying, they think of like the magical experience of like soaring above the clouds or soaring above houses and things, or like the I can see my house from here kind of thing. So like, I feel like 5 meters off the ground wouldn't really satisfy that feeling. It would be nice to be able to do it on your own rather than needing some object to do it, but realistically I would feel like if you're going to do it, it would be like at your convenience. And like realistically you could just like fold up the carpet or something. So like, I'd probably pick the carpet. Another close one there. Would you rather show your friends and family your entire internet history, or live near an active volcano? I mean, probably show my friends and family my entire internet history. Like, to be honest, what are they gonna find? They're gonna find me watching professional esports. They're gonna find a shit ton of anime and a bunch of YouTube shit. Like, I'm not really a person that looks up a ton of bad stuff on the internet, so I'd probably be okay with that, to be honest. If you were stuck in the woods, would you rather have a knife or have a tomahawk? Between a tomahawk and a knife, if I look at the practical aspects of both, tomahawk is bigger and longer. And practically speaking, you can use a tomahawk for the same things that you can use a knife for, whereas you can't really use a knife for the same things that a tomahawk can. Like, tomahawks aren't exactly wood-cutting axes, but it'd be a lot easier to like handle small trees or like thickets and things with a tomahawk than a knife, I feel. Because I assume they're not talking like a machete or like a giant blade. I assume they're talking like a simple combat knife or a survival knife. Compared to a tomahawk, I feel like the tomahawk would be able to do anything that a knife can do, and a little bit extra. Yeah, I'd probably say that. Would you rather have a giant birthmark covering 78% of your face, or have a 2-foot tail? Tail, honestly. Like, having a tail would be cool. Like, tails can be useful, and I feel like it would just be interesting, you know? As a leader, would you rather be loved or be feared? Be loved. Like, why would... I don't see why you would want to be feared. Like, if you're feared, sure, you get what... Like, if you are loved and if you're feared, in both scenarios, you're going to get what you want. But if you're loved, say for example, it's like, say you ask for a donation from the people. If you're feared, people are like, oh, okay. And if you're loved, people will be like, oh yeah, sure. Like, which of those would you prefer? Like, I feel like being loved would just be, like, monumentally better. Better to have people do something for you because they want to, rather than do something because they're afraid of you. And also, if you're loved, then people are going to be less likely to turn on you. If someone fears you, then they might just, like, say an uprising comes up, people will be like, oh, okay, we can get rid of this tyrant, rather than just like, why would you get rid of this leader? We love him. Like, I feel like it's just clearly the better option. Would you rather never read another book or never hear another song? I would probably... Ooh, that's rough. I like both of those things. I like reading and I like listening to music. I like listening to music more, but I feel like being able to read books is more important. Just because, as someone who works a lot with languages, I would probably need to be able to read books like training books on different languages. Otherwise, I probably won't be able to learn the language or anything about it. So I would probably say never hear another song, even though that would pain me very deeply. A couple more here. Would you rather never understand the concept of time or never understand the concept of sex? Oh, that's hilarious. I don't really know here. I'm laughing because we've got a running joke in my friend group that I'm like the innocent one that never like understands anything about sex. Like, I say that knowing full well I'm a YouTuber who's played Necopara and Purino Party and things like that. But realistically, I have very little romantic experience and I have very little romantic knowledge, to be completely honest. And so I understand the concept of sex, obviously, but like it just kind of makes me laugh because everyone would be like, fucking Sutton doesn't understand the concept of sex. Versus the concept of time, I feel like the concept of time isn't as important to understand. It's definitely very important that it happens and like the time passes, but I feel like you don't need to understand time for it to have its effect. Whereas with sex, if you don't really understand it, or if you're not like able to know anything about it, then I feel like it would make the experience worse for the both of the people, and I feel like it would make it like I feel like it would not. It'd be harder to do, and it'd be not as enjoyable for both people. So I feel like understanding sex is more important for sex than understanding time is for time. Does that make sense? Like, I'd rather, with sex, you kind of need to understand what you're doing for it to be kind of good. Otherwise, like, sometimes it can be a turnoff for people, versus you don't really need to know anything about time to be able to just live your life. So I'd rather never understand the concept of time. So, I don't know. I'm not a pervert, but I just feel like that's just how it is. Would you rather find $5 or have your local NWBA team win the championship? Well, we don't have a local women's National Basketball Association team. But if we did, I would probably rather have them win. Like, this is another one of those jokes where it's like, women's sports are garbage, but like, really? You can't watch women's sports? Like, what's wrong with that? Like, there's nothing wrong with that. I watch women's tennis all the time. Like, I don't watch basketball in general. Wow, a lot of people wanted to find $5 rather than that. Come on, you guys. Really? Oh my gosh. Regardless, I watch women's sports decently. Like, any sport that I watch for men, I would watch equally for women if it were as readily available. Like, I'm not a big fan of, like, women's American football, like the lingerie football league and all that shit, but, like, if they had like a professional women's American football league that was like on par with the National Football League, then I would totally watch women's American football all the time. And like, I watch women's tennis all the time, and like, softball is actually quite interesting. So, I mean, nothing wrong with women's sports. Would you rather be required to perform 2 years of mandatory military service when you turn 18, or have a draft enforced during wartime? So here's what I'll say. I would rather have to go to defense of my country when they need it, rather than like just have it be required. Like, I'd rather it means something more. Like, I feel like it means more if you go to war when, like, if you not go to war, but like, I feel it's more important to go into the military when it's needed rather than just do it whenever, like, the closest time possible to do it. So probably have a draft. That one was kind of meh. Would you rather own a pocket-sized giraffe or own a pocket-sized elephant? Probably the elephant, to be honest, because if it's really pocket-sized, then the giraffe's neck would probably become a problem. Like, I don't want it to get all twisted up and everything, and like, if I accidentally like not step on it, but like, I feel like it'd be more prone to being injured than an elephant, so probably the elephant. Alright, last one. Would you rather lie every time you are asked a question, or tell the truth every time you are asked a question? Tell the truth. Like, that's really simple to me, but I want to see what you guys think. So let me know down in the comments section what you think about this one. Realistically, my mentality is I don't like lying to people anyway. And so, like, looking at it on the broader scale of things, if I tell the truth every time I'm asked a question, yes, it is obvious that I am going to say things I don't want to. But, like, anything that I don't want someone to hear is probably something that they would need to hear eventually. Like, even if you have a situation where it's like, I found out my best friend's girlfriend is cheating on him, and I don't want to hurt his feelings. So, like, even if, like, I would in real life, I would totally tell someone if that was happening. But, like, if for some reason I didn't, for whatever reason, I feel like it would still be something that would need to be said after a while. And so, telling the truth, I feel, is more important than keeping up images and faces and things. And so, I would tell the truth. So yeah, a lot of people agree with me. But let me know what you guys think. Maybe there's a point that I didn't make that you guys can think of and want to let me know about. So by all means, tell me. Tell me how wrong I am if that's what you think. But regardless, that's going to do it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Leave your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below, and let me know if you want me to do more of these. I always enjoy doing them. I love talking to you guys about random stuff. But regardless, again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time on whatever it is we may be doing together.